All right. In Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29, he gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah chapter 40, what we just read is a beginning of a new section of the book of Isaiah. It's the first chapter which looks beyond the captivity of Israel and on to the brightness of the future Yahweh has in store for them. Isaiah is a miniature Bible. There's 66 chapters. There's 2 divisions. 39 old, 27 new. The first section deals with sin and judgment. The second section, or portion of Isaiah, presents forgiveness and restoration. This is one of the better known texts of the book of Isaiah that we just read. It is well known because it is well loved. It is loved because it strikes a familiar chord with so many weary pilgrims who traveled this appointed way. At times, all of us have been weary. Our experiences can be exhausting. Over the duration of time, we can become discouraged. Just remember, this is one of the tricks of the enemy. If discouragement goes on unchecked, it can lead to defeat. So for centuries, battle-tired soldiers and travel-weary pilgrims have been drawn to this passage that we read. They were written 700 years before Yeshua came to the earth. And when they read these, people receive comfort. That's why these verses are so well known and loved. Like so many great Bible texts, this one addresses a problem by offering a promise. Wait. Now, what does it mean to wait? The waiting spoken of here requires faith. It requires trust. It requires patience. It requires hope. I've heard some assert that the word for wait here is like a waiter or waitress who waits on tables. But that's not the case. It's not serving at his table that renews our strength, but holding on to the assurance that he will come through for us. The word wait in this instant has to do with faith, not service. It bears the concept of trust and hope and longing. It is to wait with expectant and hope. This hope is brought to those who wait in patience. This hope is represented by patient waiting. This is not a passive, do-nothing wait. What are you doing? I don't know, we're waiting. The song that we just played for you, more power to you. By the way, you can find this if you look it up on YouTube. When you're standing on his word, when you're trusting with your whole heart, it's the message that you've heard. More power to you. These people wait for Yahweh to fulfill his promise. To wait on Yahweh is to fully believe in his promises of deliverance. Those who wait on Yahweh trust in his power to perform all that he said he would do. They long for it. They look forward to it. The hope of the completion of his covenant. To wait on Yahweh is to believe his word. Stand on his promises. desire his will, to hope in his faithfulness. It is to expect good things from Yahweh's hand. To wait on Yahweh means to trust him. It is to actively engage your faith. It is to meet Yahweh midway, expecting him to renew your strength. And renew, the word renew, what does it mean, renew? At the risk of stating the obvious here, let me back up a moment and assert that for there to be a renewal, there must first be a need for a renewal. The suggestion that these waiters will be renewed implies a need. Taxation, drain. It suggests that those who will most delight in this promise are those who have exhausted themselves in some enterprise. Don't we put gas in our tanks after we use some? Don't we replenish the milk in our refrigerator when you realize your supply is getting low? That's how it is with spiritual strength. Those who have exhausted their strength will have it renewed. Those who have not exerted any effort have no need for refreshment. How often do you walk into work and the boss says, "Pull up a chair, you need to rest a while"? It doesn't happen. You only get a break after you worked for a few hours. Isaiah says the strength, the stamina, the agility normally associated with youth is insufficient. Even young men, athletes, and soldiers grow weary and become fatigued. There is a limit to all human endurance. Exhaustion causes them to stumble. In weariness, they fall. The strongest can go so far and no further. The result we are left with is that, even though this may happen, youth may weary and fall. It is different for those who wait on Yahweh. Yahweh is not promising an extension of our own natural strength. This strength is supernaturally supplied. What may happen to strong young men does not happen to those who wait upon Yahweh. Rather, they will renew their strength. Our batteries are recharged. Our tanks are refueled. Depleted energy is restored. Our power returns as with the regrowth of Samson's hair. Isaiah 40:28. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting Elohim Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. How about the word rise? What does it mean to mount up? In the King James Version, it says, shall mount up with wings of eagles. The wording of the NIV is, they will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31, but they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. This is simile. It is figurative language intended to paint a picture in our minds. More than just our minds, it's a design to inspire our spirit. To soar on wings like eagles is to rise effortlessly. If you've watched any film footage of eagles, you know they soar with the greatest of ease. Those who study them tell us that they are masters of wind currents and updrafts. Eagles do not rise to dizzying height by constantly flapping their wings. And think about it. The spirit cannot be seen. You cannot see the wind. The power of the eagle you cannot see. The power of the Spirit of Yahweh you cannot see, but He will rise you up. It is not any feat of endurance. They performed this act by depending on a source other than themselves. The same is true for us. They ride the wind. Pneuma, Spirit. Yahweh's Spirit. We ride His Spirit, just like the eagle. They catch the currents. They use thermals. A speaker once told of watching a little sparrow frantically flying across the speedway, trying desperately to get to the median without getting hit. When it landed, she said it looked frazzled and out of breath. Then she saw an eagle take off from a cliff and soar across the chasm. It wasn't panicked. It wasn't beating its wings. It seemed to barely even try. Yet it rose higher and it soared. This renewal of strength will give us energy that may seem as if it were boundless. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint, whereas earlier they were stumbling and falling. Now they run and walk without tiring. Distance or duration is not a problem. Like the Energizer Bunny, they go on and on and on and on and on. This is the difference between relying on our own efforts and trusting in Yahweh's strength. The point of this chapter is to encourage us to trust in and count on the externality of Yahweh, the power of the Creator, the strength of Yahweh. And then we are asked, don't you know? Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood since the earth was founded? Isaiah 40:21. Have you not known? Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? Verse 28 says, Hast thou not known also? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting Elohim Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, faints not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. These are the rhetorical questions aimed at reminding us of the things we have always known about. Yahweh. He is the all-powerful creator. He rises and dethrones world rulers. He knows all about every one of us. He knows everything we face, and he cares. And the point of telling us all this, he will not grow tired or weary. His understanding no one can fathom. Isaiah 40:29, and he gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. The promise to mount up is an assurance of an ever-increasing strength, beyond ourselves, which exceeds all reasonable expectations. We should be exhausted, but we are not. The choice is ours. We can flap or soar. This chapter begins stating its purpose, to comfort Yahweh's people, to announce that their hardships are over. The time of their exhaustion is through. Someone here today may hear this as a promising word to you personally. You have run the gamut. Your strength is gone or nearly gone. You're stumbling, or maybe you've fallen. I've noticed something consistent with the tone of this passage. Many times when we become weary, it is because we, like Israel, have forgotten some of the things we have heard from the beginning. There is no shortage of Yahweh's power. There is no shortage of Yahweh's might. There is no shortage of Yahweh's strength. Our way is not hidden from him. He has not forgotten about you and I. He will make his strength available to us if we but first trust him. If you are weary, if you have stumbled or fallen, if your strength is gone, wait on Yahweh. Trust Yahweh. Reach out to him. Believe Yahweh. He will renew your strength. You will sail on currents of his sustaining power. You will be lifted by a power not your own. This renewed strength, his strength, will not fail you. Good things come to those who wait, but not to those who hesitate. So hurry up and wait upon Yahweh. More power to you. Yahweh bless.